We got our antelope archery tag here in Alberta. We thought we'd come down and hunt a couple days here in one of our old haunts.
Seeing lots of goats, but there's only one out here that we're hoping to find right now. It's gotta be close.
Bow hunting antelope. This is just as dumb as bow hunting sheep.
It's extremely important to me that we look to the future, tastefully imagining generations to come having the ability to choose to have a hunting lifestyle for themselves.
Hunting is what fuels us, it is what grounds us, and it is what connects us. Hunting is where we come from, and hunting is where we will continue to go.
Live on the edge, 'cause brother, win or lose, it's all in what you do with the chance you're given. Yeah, through the wind and rain, you feel your heart pounding. You got one shot, what you got? Tell me what's it gonna be? You gotta make the most of this opportunity. On the edge.
The Edge, proudly brought to you by Canis Athlete, Be the Wolf. Vortex Canada, the force of optics. Snowy Mountain Rifles. High Mountain Seasonings. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Prime Archery, where accuracy is everything. Kifaru International, gear for life. Rambo e-bikes. Spartan Precision. Victory Archery, the carbon arrow experts. G5 Outdoors, designed to hunt. And these fine sponsors.
Hey everybody, what's up? Steve Ecklund here with the Edge TV, and we are on our way to southern Alberta to see our good friend Bruce Pearson and his family. They've invited us down to hunt some of their land. 12 years in the wait for this antelope archery tag. Been 12 years since my last one. Beautiful little spot of the world you got here.
Steve's probably told you about the mountain hunt that we went on a few years ago.
He bit into a frozen peanut butter sandwich and busted his teeth off. It's our story.
Yeah, it's total bullshit.
So how long y'all been bow hunting?
Last year was first year.
No kid.
My first year.
First year? Right on. You ever seen this TV show they call The Edge?
Yep.
You did? Was it the best one you ever saw? Holy cow. Clearly I gotta start paying these kids off.
In all honesty, pre-rut like this for antelope down here, I'm thinking, a good shot or a reasonable shot is going to be 50 yards. Getting them in any closer than that would be a stroke of genius miracle. A lot of the shots down here with this open country can be 50 plus yards easily. What I like to do, especially for a hunt of this nature in particular, is really stretch out the distances. I'm out to maybe 100, 115 yards. And, always hoping, for that 40, 50 yard shot. But right now you got to remember, this is pre-rut for these antelope and they are not decoying. What does that mean for us? Well, potentially a longer shot. Something outside the comfort zone if you don't practice it.
So we just get to camp. We're kind of gonna head down towards where we really want to start pouring the glass in. The guys have pre-scouted. They do know that this goat's out there. Yep, that is a big old rattlesnake. We should actually film that. Do you think it'll get across the road? Come on, get up on him. Can you zoom in or? Oh, yeah. Here's this jumbo rattlesnake in the middle of the road. He's pretty good size, and he is not a happy camper. Ooh, look at him. He doesn't like that, does he? Anytime you moved, that rattler would go off like crazy. And so we took a couple selfies, got a little bit of film, and we're out of there. To be honest with everybody, snakes and spiders, Not for this guy. I would rather fist fight a grizzly bear any day of the week than to jack with that thing right there.
Well, we're night one down here in southern Alberta. We're with the Rowans. We got Reed, Papa Reed, Zane, my man Jed over here. They're all goat whisperers, antelope whisperers. So we hired them, knowing full well that I probably couldn't get this done on my own. I'm not smart enough. The only thing that I had going for me was good looks, and that's not really gonna kill us a buck goat. So they promised nothing short of a 65-incher. That was one side, wasn't it, Jet?
Yeah.
One side, you said. One side, so. Well, it's a beautiful morning here in southern Alberta. We got Reed toting us around here this morning, and we are seeing a pile of goats. But he's got one that he's been scouting pre-season, and that's the guy we're looking for. We just spotted the buck, and he's a doozy. Well, it's a good thing we saw him from this distance, because with this wind, it's that's a little all over the map, but yeah, it's right in the back of our heads, going right towards the goat. We drew the archery tag here. You know, I'm pretty excited about it, doing it with a bow and arrow. And then you see this goat for the first time with my own eyes. And I can't help but think that I didn't have the rifle tag. Stalk number one of our trip down here in southern Alberta for antelope. And we've got the goat that we're kind of after, found. But he's with probably 10 to 15 does, a couple small bucks, so lots of eyes. But we know this for sure. We're not going to get him from sitting in the truck, so we're going to go in, make a play. Got one coming into us right now. There he is right there. Right behind us. Pretty cool. We're just on the way in, stalking this big guy. And this other pretty nice goat just saw us and came right at us, so it's a good sign that they're gonna decoy. It's tough going, and there's lots of goats. That one that just came up on us already picked up a doe. 2 does. We're still thinking that the big guy is in here. Probably within, I don't know, 300 yards now. We haven't seen a buck. We've seen like 9 does. In there, he's gotta be close. I think some of these does got us busted. We can hear him wheezing there. Got one right in front of us. Older, heavier goat. But it's not the one we're looking for.
Not the end of the day yet, but so far he's bamboozled us.
He's bedded down right there. Yeah, he's a big Papa Pump. Yeah, he's coming. He's coming.
He's getting mad, he's shaking his head.
Is he?
Definitely not the big guy.
And push right up close to the fence. Ready to move. No, he's going for the does. It is Sunday down here in southern Alberta. You're not allowed to hunt down here on Sundays in these zones. So today we are burning around, checking out some new dirt and trying to find a plan B and C goat. Because plan A
Might be tricky.
might be tricky, but it's worth it.
We were able to go out and put eyes on this goat again, kind of follow him around, learn a little bit about his patterns, learn a little bit about his mood, you know. At one point he was with 15 does. The next time you'd see him, he'd only have 5 does with him. Trying to figure out how we're gonna get past all of these eyes. Trying to see if he would maybe hit a water hole. Obviously wasn't coming into any decoys, just a little too early for that.
I mean, he's great mass up top. With his mass, he's like
176, 77.
77, 78.
So we're taking the time to kind of bring the big glass out and find this target goat again, which we have. And we're starting to get him kind of figured out here. That's the second night in a row he's kind of been right in the same area.
They're wanting to go there.
Yeah, they're wanting to go. That's the only place we've seen him. The same place twice,
Kind of settle.
right there.
We're up on top of the tank here again, our lookout spot. Seeing lots of goats, but haven't spotted the big guy yet. So keep pouring the glass to it. So many goats from this vantage point you can pick up, but there's only one out here that we're hoping to find right now. Well, it sounds like we've located the buck we're after again. Jay's picked him up.
Yeah.
So it's game plan time.
This big buck takes these 5 does right into this one section kind of by a slough and beds down. There's maybe a bit of a ditch that we can get through and get out there to him. That could put us right in the ballpark for shot distance. And the plan's hatched and away we go. Me, cameraman, and Reed running the decoy. So we get going along, everything's working as planned. We get down in a ditch, we stay low, we get going out there, and we're kind of coming to the end of what we saw from on top of the tank, and we're still a long ways out there. Been playing cat and mouse with this buck all morning. Now we're back to the truck in our lookout tank. And he walked right by us at about 170 yards. But he's not interested in a decoy. For anyone else, those are record. I mean, these are big goats.
Yep.
Big.
Well, what did you think?
Well, I didn't think anything less, to be honest with you. Big goat, be patient, eh? Patience is the virtue of the bow hunter. Bow hunting antelope. This is just as dumb as bow hunting sheep. Been playing cat and mouse with this buck all morning. Now we're back to the truck, and he walked right by us at about 170 yards. We have a brief little quiet conversation in regards to, hey, what are we gonna do next? And you know, we just decided to hunt like it was the last day of the season and go for it. Let's go. There he is. You see him? Buck's bedded down here right now. There was a few little bushes out there that I thought if I belly crawled to, I might be able to make it, but there was no way that Reed and the decoy and a cameraman with a backpack that looks like the size of an elephant is gonna get out there undetected. So here we go. I make the decision. This is a gut wrencher for anyone that's trying to film a TV show. I'm leaving the cameraman behind and I'm going solo. I literally belly crawl for the first 70 yards. I get out to this bush. I'm staying focused. All I can see is this antelope's horn tips, and I'm trying to get a range on him, and I can't really pick him up because all I can see is the tips of his horns. And I look down and I am square in the middle of a big red ant pile. Thousands, if not millions of these little buggers, and I have to make a move. There is no choice. So there's a little well site just off to my left. I get behind it. I can still see the goat's horns. Next thing I know, he stands up and allows me to give him a shot. 144 yards. I am still nowhere near bow range. I've got to do something. If I leave from this little wellhead, it is naked out there. There is nothing that's going to prevent these goats from not seeing me if they stand up. So I just focused on his horn tips and I went hand over hand crawling. There was this kind of little hollow indent. It was just sand, almost like one of those antelope had pawed out a bed in there. And I settled in there for a second, and it wasn't 60 seconds, 2 minutes maybe, and all of a sudden the does pop up. And they kind of looked right past me, and my heart just sank. I thought, that's it, busted. Does turned and started just to walk off slightly away from me. I felt like at that point, you know, for a split second, I was undetected. I felt like I was safe. I came to my knees, got in the ready position. He stands up, turns to go with him. I come to full draw, pin settled right where I wanted it, and the arrow took flight. Wow! Wow!
That is a day, buddy. Good job.
Wow! I think a heart shot him. He didn't go very far.
Oh no, I heard. Well, I could see. I seen and heard it hit, and then when he turned, it was like blood.
Oh my God! Look at the size of this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just any old goat. To walk up on this goat something of this caliber for this species. It was truly a remarkable moment. Gentlemen, I can't thank you guys enough. Folks, look at this guy. This guy was not cooperating, but we stuck to it, and he worked himself into actually a pretty safe spot for him. We had to pull some pretty bold moves in order to get within range. It is a little difficult to come out here in the prairies of southern Alberta with a 40-yard pin on an antelope hunt. And you know, this one here, we dialed him up for 74 yards and laid it on him. He went about 40 yards and piled up. Gentlemen, thanks again. I appreciate it. Reed,
It's been fun.
thank you so much. Thanks for tuning into this week's episode, everybody. I'm your host, Steve Ecklund, Southern Alberta. I'm gonna take a minute to thank all of the people that made this possible down here in Southern Alberta. You know, you couldn't ask for a better bunch of guys, just a really cool hunt with a lot of really cool people. I just can't wait to get back and do it again, because next year I'm gonna draw a rifle tag.
The Edge, proudly brought to you by Canis Athlete, Be the Wolf. Vortex Canada, the force of optics. Snowy Mountain Rifles. High Mountain Seasonings. Hornady, accurate, deadly, dependable. Prime Archery, where accuracy is everything. Kifaru International, gear for life. Rambo e-bikes. Spartan Precision. Victory Archery, the carbon arrow experts. G5 Outdoors, designed to hunt. And these fine sponsors.